Welcome back to another exciting episode of MiniGrinder Paints Live. I am your host, the MiniGrinder, and today we have the magnificent Shoshie with us. Hello, Shoshie.
Oh,
Hello,
Shoshie. I'm gonna say
Shoshie.
Shoshie.
Of course, I screwed that up. Start it all over. Fire that guy who gave me the wrong. Sorry, I did that. It's funny that I did that a long time ago, and I said to myself, I will never do that again. And then here,
Yes.
when I live my
Okay.
garden, when I have to
Quick
concentrate
question
on
though.
something else.
Am I
Yeah.
supposed to be able to see you right now? Because
Shoshi.
I
Every
just see.
so. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, hey.
I was about to
Hello.
say.
Oh
There
yeah.
you go.
And then there I am. I should have set that up too. This is
So
my backwater broadcast.
I love it.
Good, because you're stuck here for 2 hours.
Okay.
Ish. I mean, if we get bored, we can
We won't get bored. You know us. We blah 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 blah.
blah blah blah. We can go and go and go. So you guys are in for a treat.
Mhm.
So during our evening ramblings here, I'm going to be working on this guy. Now I've been trying to get him to where the camera will focus on him nice for everybody. Since he has like a lot of multi levels on him, the
Mhm.
camera just doesn't know where to focus, basically.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is like hold him far away, and then zoom in. I think that's working because now you can kind of see it. And again, we're working with that iridescence, the fake iridescence that I've been
Mhm.
calling iridescent. Do you think that's safe? Just to
Call it
coin,
like non-metallic iridescence.
right? But it's not. I really don't know. I don't. It's like it's sort of like metal, but it's.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. But again, I'm kind of confused on metal also because I think it's all just lighting. just
Yeah. No, it is, and
it's.
so
I
is
just go
non-metallic metal. But it just helps
right.
kind of if somebody's trying to like figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what. I don't know if there's like. Is there like a commission where like the commission of planets where they're like Pluto's not a planet, it is a, and then they come up with a word.
No.
Or like Iceland, they don't make any word, like they don't borrow any words. Like, the computer in Spanish is
Oh,
computadora, right? They
right.
don't, or el hamburguesa, right? They don't like borrow any part of it. Iceland is like, we're just going to come up with our own ice because they're all about heritage and yada
French,
yada.
the French did that at one point when I remember in the 90s they did this like language purification thing, and
Hmm.
they made everybody like they made because the reason I remember this because I remember like they made up words for Walkman and like CD player and like
Right.
you know
That's serious business, man. That's culture. You can't mess with culture. You
right.
know. I'm gonna try to give this thing a little bit of a boost, just a little
Now
bit.
are people commenting? Are they able to see you and you're able to see
There's
their
probably
faces?
nobody watching right now.
Oh, that's I got that.
No, I'm kidding. We got a handful of folks. Just want to say hi to everybody who is watching.
So I am working. I'm not
Uh-oh.
like painting on camera, but I am working on a very old school Eldar Ranger at the moment. Just that's
Oh,
for my personal
like old school.
collection. Old school, like 90s, I think, is when
Hmm.
this came out. Whenever that old Eldar first came out.
I have I have never painted an Eldar in my entire life, and for some reason I totally messed up my thing. Why would I do that? Let's try
I
this.
think they're the coolest of all of the. Somebody's gonna
They
get
do
mad if
look
I
cool.
say this.
They're like
I think they're the coolest to paint. That nobody can argue with me. They're the coolest to paint of all the Warhammer things.
nobody wants to argue.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, I
it's like
just know
my
somebody's gonna call me a heretic for saying Eldar. Like they're
oh
like, what are they called? They're the shoot xenoid. They're xenoids,
the
something like
Xenoids.
that. Yeah, they're like otherworldly.
God, I wish I could bring this thing closer to my face.
I know.
So maybe poor choose of candidates, but honestly, it's such a wonderful. I really like this model because I picked it because my campaign that I'm writing. It takes place in kind of like some northern lands, and the
Mhm.
Bahir is it's a Scottish mythical creatures, and at the same time, there's like an ancient elvish race that has like eastern kind of vibe to it, and so
Yeah.
they have like the landworm kind of dragons also. So I thought it was
Yeah.
it was a neat thing to have for both of them. I like trying to when picking mythological creatures for that campaign area or whatever. I like to think about what could work for both. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But, it's very nerdly of me. So I can't help but do that kind of stuff when I'm writing. I really get into like the culture stuff.
Mhm.
I just love culture in general. But
Same.
like it's just because there's just so many little nuances. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's what they all share in common that's also just as interesting
Right.
and why. But so on this particular episode, I mean, okay, so
Mhm.
the iridescence is not complete. Where are we focused at here? Candy can. Yeah. The iridescence is not totally complete yet. I still have like another highlight layer, I think at least, and then
Mhm.
at the same time, I have to somehow get all of those scales in there to pop out a little bit better because it's right now it's just flat black down there. And
Right.
I do want some black. I mean, I want those scales to be black, but I need them to get highlighted. So,
Okay.
but I don't think I'm going to work on that during the episode. What I'd like to work on, I think, is getting all the other details to pop and what colors to choose for that.
Okay.
Because what's going to really make this thing sell as iridescence is if the stuff around it is not iridescent or lit with the
Oh,
same
gotcha.
kind of color, right? Because then
Mm.
you don't want to confuse the eye, basically. So that's what I think about. Would you go down rabbit holes like that when you're painting in your brain?
No, I actually don't because my way, I'm so the opposite of you. So
Really?
like I always try to figure out what is the quickest because I am
Mm,
adult ADHD undiagnosed caveat. I am so impatient. Like I want it done now because I want to see it done.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And so I use my like tracking ahead. I guess I do in a sense. I track ahead to see how I can get the result I want in the fastest way.
I I I
And
paint
then
like that, but not. I haven't done that for a while. Actually, it's true. I kind of like at some point in time, I just got super slow. I don't I don't know what happened, but I used to paint like that was my precise mode was how fast can I get this done, you know.
yeah.
And some people might notice that have been following me for a while that I'm no longer dry brushing these things white. I did that for like years. I was doing that, and the main reason was is because I wanted to get it done like ED split.
Uh,
Um, you know, so it was just like an easy tonal level to throw down real quick, basically. Um, but yeah, so I haven't decided what color I'm gonna do. I just wanted to throw down this Kalian wine on these legs, just see how that would go. And I figured worst case scenario that can be a kind of a base layer for some like I thought even going like tan colors would be neat because it's starkly opposite then. You know what I
mhm,
mean for the legs.
yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna go with a tan underbelly, and I think I might go with some kind of like uh, cream color with this Kalium wine as a base for the legs. Might be some combination, but you know. So along with everybody else uh, that I know of on the social media land, we're all pretty
Mhm.
much tired of social media land, so we started resorting to our own form of social warfare by posting wonderful pics of nature and art and
Yes.
uh, fighting the good fight, as I like to call it. Um, so I just wanted to publicly thank you for that because
Oh, yeah. No, that's awesome. So I was kind of surprised. Like I made a post on Facebook on my private Facebook and I said something like, "Hey, I'm going to start doing this and if anybody wants in this filter, let me know." And I was thinking like nobody, right?
right,
So many people, I had over 300 people that I was like, "Okay,
wow,
I guess I'm not making a filter."
right, yeah, yeah. You just that's just you just yeah.
It was kind of ridiculous. I was like,
We are
"Okay."
yearning for that. Uh, you know,
People seriously, if you're listening to this, just go outside once a day. Look for something. Just look for something. Get the app. It's called iNaturalist.
ah,
It
yeah,
could be a weed, it could be a mushroom, it could be a butterfly, it could be a bird, anything. Take a picture of it. Try to get a good picture of it. Put it up
hmm
on the app and it will tell you what it thinks it is. Like I've ID'd everything
yeah.
that I could like
I
and
I mean
that's what started it. That's what started it for me.
I'm really into that stuff. In the last few years, I've been doing mushroom hunting
Yeah.
and really getting into that because they're both tasty and nutritious.
Mm.
And all the really tasty ones are super easy to identify. You
Oh,
know,
good.
so there's like no worry there in that for me, anyways. And how I did it was I joined a local mushroom group. You know, I'm in
Yeah.
Ohio, so I just searched like Ohio mushroom or
Uh-huh.
or Indiana mushroom. I'm in both those groups. But and and then I would watch the group and just stalking it. You see people post the same pictures over and over and over and over again.
Right.
And
So I did the same thing, but think I started with birds because so one of the first things I did with with my stimulus check is I decided that I wanted a bird butterfly garden in my
right, yeah, yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
And I was like, this is going to accomplish a couple things. It's going to let me have birds come to me so I don't have to go look for them because I can be lazy.
Right.
And butterflies. And it's going to like make me look outside and make me be more
Yeah,
outside
right.
because I have seasonal affective disorder, which hasn't started for me exactly because I've been outside so
I
much.
think probably that might be the case. Actually,
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised in the slightest.
Hmm.
It's for me, it was a constant struggle, and
Hmm.
ever since I lost my finger, it's almost like a huge weight's been lifted off of me. I mean, it was only a couple ounces, but like
I, you were
it's.
holding on to that one to tell that joke.
I mean, no, that actually came up on the spur of the moment. Totally,
Okay.
totally. Sometimes it's like composed chaos. It just comes out. I'm really good at that sometimes. Poor.
Right.
I'm also really bad at it equally. So later on, we'll fight.
Oh, oh. So
It
you
has to
undo.
counteract. You know, that's how
Yeah.
chaos works, right? You know, it kind of has to. Anyways, but yeah, it's been strange. It's almost as if like nothing is phasing me. It's not like I. It doesn't feel like I have anxiety or depression right now. There he
Yes.
is.
Me too.
There he is. He's just hanging out with us.
I mean, I still do get the anxiety. I mean, okay, so before the bird garden was installed, I had started to feel it a little bit, and
Mhm.
then it got installed, and I'm outside a lot. I today I have to segue.
Mhm.
Today I read it. There's a patch. So we live in a what's it called in a townhome. So there's just this little patch of grass in the front yard that we share with a neighbor. So it's like
Mhm.
really small. Today I completely like we started over because it was all crabgrass.
Oh wow.
I got 12 bags of topsoil. I only used
Oh
like
my.
half of it. I know, because it's so small. I only used half of it. I got topsoil, I got grass seed, I got fertilizer. I redid the whole patch, and I was raking, and people were like in the neighborhood were like looking at me and laughing.
What's
And
this lady
like,
doing?
not really, but you know what I'm saying. Like that's my brain.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course. Nobody
So
gives two shits, but you're in your head.
right,
They're
exactly.
they're like creeping out their curtains
Right.
from behind the blinds. Oh,
Well, I live yes, and it's a
Harry, we're gonna
cul-de-sac.
have to
So
order some landscaping stuff. start
that's
start
what.
comparing
Have you noticed
themselves.
how many people have been really focusing on their yard and their house
Yeah, it's got to
over
look
all of this?
good going into the apocalypse, man.
I know. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have nice lawns.
Right? Yeah, it's for all the the never mind.
It's
For
just
all
too
the degenerates to move into whenever things go to.
funny. The crabgrass will survive.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with all that stuff right now. Like, I'm at this point, I'm ready for anything. That's really like kind of what happened to me. Uh,
Mm,
is
that's right. We really haven't.
all the things that I would worry about and
Yeah,
like fret about and stuff, like pale in
absolutely.
comparison to what I went through that day.
I know.
Every bit of it.
That's the best
Every
thing about anxiety is like when something bad actually happens, you're like, well, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
right. Yeah. 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 That's my hope. It does look good, the
Mhm.
purple, and I'm really tempted to keep it purpley.
Yeah, let me take a peek.
I'm really, really tempted to keep them
Oh, keep it.
with the purple. I'm
Yeah, keep it. That's super
I'm gonna
good.
gonna brighten it up a little bit, but
Okay, for sure.
obviously, but
No, but I like it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just double down and then saturate with that purple right now because like
Yeah.
it's important, the saturation, and that's something I've really been working on in the last couple of months. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
we got more people rating the ice cream bin.
Oh, funny.
Um, I think that might have been the Ethan. Check upstairs. He might have taken it upstairs.
My
Ethan.
husband
Ethan might get grounded.
is gaming. Hey, Mike,
Just touching the wife.
kind of doing a podcast thing.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted at the moment.
You're fine.
The
So am I.
the chicanery going on here. The mayhem. That's
Yes.
so the wife went out and got a specific brand of ice cream.
Ooh.
Because everybody's been talking about ice cream or something, and then finally she's like, "I just need." We were out. We not normally out. She's got an ice cream addiction, possibly.
Okay.
Um, like any good diabetic would.
Oh no.
It's okay. She's type 1, so
Oh, good.
it's not
Well,
like it's not like
still.
yeah, I know it's still, but whatever. She does fine. Her
Oh,
her
something else that I don't know why that reminded me of this, but oh, so okay, so this is my brain. This is like the ADHD brain. Is you were talking about diabetic. I thought about my uncle-in-law who is a diabetic, and then I thought about how I gave him canned peaches, and then I thought about canned peaches that my mom taught me how to can last couple weeks ago.
oh wow,
And so I was gonna jump to the segue
right,
canning
yeah. So you
without any context.
so what did you can? Have you into can?
Peaches.
I'm into canning.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to trade recipes?
Well, first of all, I we did water canning because it was easy.
The water bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
Yeah. And secondly, um, I don't really have any supplies. My mom has it all, and she's kind of can I say that? She's kind of a hoarder, so she's not gonna share anything,
Can
you
you
know?
say that? Let me check. Yes.
Well, I just was thinking, is she gonna watch this
I
ever?
don't.
No, probably not.
I'm. I mean, she's a big fan, but
I know.
right?
It's so
Yeah, I
funny.
think you're safe.
It's just bad luck.
Hey, yeah, let me
Anyway.
check. Let me check to see if she's one of the 3 people watching.
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
I'm
so I
on
learned.
TV.
Yeah, I learned to count
I'm
peaches,
on
and
smart TV.
that was really fun because it was something I remember my mom doing when I was growing up, and I thought it would be really cool for her to show me, and that way I'd have the memories, and we'd get to hang out a little bit.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And also you get to keep that, I mean, forever now.
Right, that's right, exactly, that skill.
As long as as long as you, I guess, get it in the will. I made my mom agree
Yeah,
to
that's
put
true.
her cast iron pots and pans and some other, all her kitchen stuff goes to me.
Oh, there you
I made
go.
her. I made her say it. She got it.
So, yeah, my sister would probably fight me over it because my
Ah,
sister is amazing.
I see.
She's really into fermented foods. She makes her own kombucha. She makes her own
Oh wow.
kimchi. She makes her own sauerkraut, pickles, all this stuff because she's all about like a healthy biome. You know,
Yeah. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Holy crap, is that better? And I can bring it closer to my face.
there you go.
Woohoo! Yeah,
So
man,
these
I too am really into all of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I'm getting into it because of all this. And another thing I got into a little bit was, well, I
Gardening?
haven't really been very good at, but I got so I have a sewing machine now.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I thought I'm gonna make masks, and we have the sewing machine, and I'm gonna try to use it, and it didn't. I was like not happy with my results, so I didn't end up following through much.
Mhm.
But just recently, when we went to see the diabetic uncle, we also saw an aunt, and she gave me like a table to go with the sewing machine.
Oh,
So now it
nice.
folds nice and it's super cool and it's so much easier to sew because I'm not hunching over on
Yeah.
the literally it was on the floor.
Oh
I
God.
was trying to sew on the floor.
Yeah.
That's not good.
My mom is a hell of a seamstress. She actually made my Santa Claus suit
Yeah,
when
I
she
remember
was
you
in
saying that.
living in Alaska in Fairbanks.
Oh
So it was
wow.
technically made in the North Pole.
Cute. That's adorable.
But I mean, it's something that you can be learning here on out. Also, she's still learning
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Just like any sort of hobby. That's good. That's good that
Well,
you've spread out and added more because there's so much
skill.
life has
Mhm.
than whatever Facebook can offer us.
No kidding. Yeah, that's for real right there. And
Don't worry,
you
it's
know me,
it's
like
it,
before COVID, I think even before, like I was like living online and it just wasn't good.
it's not good for you. And
Mm.
and you know what? I recently watched a show, and it was like a documentary about um, social media. I can't remember
Huh.
exactly what it was called. It's the new one on Our Social Dilemma on Facebook, or
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Facebook. I even said it on Netflix. It was about Facebook and even YouTube and all of those things,
Mm.
and how their algorithms, are almost directly responsible for people getting pigeon like for the polarity in politics and stuff like that.
You
Because
started and
basically,
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
because they want you to keep streaming on the stream to get more ads, right?
Mm.
They want you going down there. So they're going to show you stuff that you agree with, right?
Gotcha.
And so what happens is basically people are getting like, they just can't see the other perspective anymore
Mm-mm.
because they've been taken out by the algorithm basically. And so it was really interesting to me. But at the same time, there was this thing about like how um, teen girl suicide and actually non-violent, or not
Content
non.
warning. Sorry.
Yeah, what's that?
Content warning.
Yeah, that's okay. This is a late night show, and I pretty much talk about almost anything. But teen girl suicide had risen something like 70 some percent, like
Oh,
from 2009.
that sucks.
Sucks bad. That sucks
Yeah.
real bad, and that's 15 or older. Between the ages of 10 and 14, it was
Oh.
like 150%, which is like, and then it like begs the question, what are we using that social media for, and is it worth that?
Mhm.
And I don't think human beings can use it any other way than what they're using it right now. I don't think it's possible. So it's like,
Mhm.
I think from
Well,
a
I guess
parent's
no.
perspective, it's,
I,
I mean,
one way I've changed it is I cut out over 2,000 friends.
yeah, yeah,
I
good for
cut it.
you,
I know. Do you know how?
friends.
Right. Right. Well, so okay, when I first started mini painting, my business model was to basically become friends with everybody who was
Yeah,
into
yeah.
mini painting. And that was great, but things changed, obviously, you know.
Yeah,
And eventually like things were just like people I just can't handle people arguing on anything. Anyway,
yeah. In general,
long,
in
long story
general.
short, I cut out over 2,000 people and it was so healthy for me.
Oh, I bet. I
That
bet.
was the first step. And then I started adding groups like This Cat is Chunky and
Yeah, yeah. Happy things. Happy
things
things.
that I wanted to see
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
and then when I started with the bird garden and everything, I found all these like I found so I joined a bird group. I joined and that Illinois bird group, that was what it was, and I really enjoyed that. And you know, you start learning about birds and their behavior and everything, and of course, a lot of them eat insects, right? And so then
hmm
I get interested in the insects. Like, you know, did you know certain praying mantises are so big that they can kill hummingbirds?
Wow, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise
Actually,
me.
it's actually an invasive one in the United States. It's called the Chinese mantis, and it's
hmm
a big green one. It's
Yeah.
really big. Um, so it anyway got interested in that.
Make sure I didn't. I just had a fumble there. So one of the problems that I have ever started. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Um, Praying mantises. We'll definitely get back to that in a second. One of the problems I have right now is like whenever I'm holding the brush, it'll just roll off the top because it's not
Oh, yeah,
like
it
right over
can.
my. It goes like right over my thumb, and then I gotta make sure I didn't screw up anything here. Okay, so praying mantises.
So that led me to the bug group, and I found a bug. It was called Illinois Spiders and Insects, and so I joined that. And there's the person who moderates that is really cool. Like you can tell, like she loves spiders, loves them.
Mm,
And I'm indifferent to spiders. I like them, but I used to be phobic, okay?
right. Okay.
I managed to cure my phobia at one point, but I'm digressing again. So
It's
so
okay.
that one's really fun because she'll like get on there and kind of chat a little bit about the things and
Mhm.
um I can't remember what it was. One day it started raining. I had a hyssop. I think it's called hyssop, something like that. There's this plant that grows in my garden, and the bumblebees love it. Oh, we lost your light. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Hold on here. I'm sorry. I'm fooling with
Ah,
stuff. I'm fooling with stuff.
ah.
I'm just trying to get a better.
All right, I will tell everybody the entertaining story.
Keep going. You're the star number one right now, baby.
I know, right? So I found so it had rained really hard. It was like a freak fall shower, not even a fall, but it was like summer shower. So it was like boom, clouds, rain. And
Right.
I think everything in the neighborhood was kind of taken by surprise. because I went out there afterward and there was a completely soaking wet bumblebee holding on to
Aw.
this hyssop with like, and you could tell it was like, bees are cold-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
Most insects are cold-blooded. So the cold of the water and the cold of the temperature change had made it kind of shut down. So it was
Yeah.
like it was holding on. It was not moving at all. And its wings were stuck together. It was so pathetic. And so I was like, oh, and like I have always had a phobia of stinging insects, stinging and biting insects, and been really afraid. But ever since like going out in nature and like really seeing the beneficial aspects of them
Mm.
it's the same thing that helped me cure my spider phobia. Is just really shifting my perspective.
Most of them don't even want anything to do with you. You know what I mean?
And they really aren't aggressive unless you really mess with them.
Yeah. Basically, like most of the times, every single time that I've been stung has been because I killed the animal on accident.
Yeah.
Like
And
every time.
oh man, the reason why I was originally phobic is because when I was a kid, I turned over a bumblebee nest, and it came after me. But like I totally ripped up its nest. So
Right. Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. And then you got traumatized as a result.
right.
Yeah.
So I went and I got some
Honestly,
tissue.
everything that
Oh,
happened is okay. That's okay.
mhm,
Like that's how nature's supposed to work. You're supposed to now understand that those can harm
mhm,
you and not to do that
right,
anymore, right? Like everybody
right.
learned.
And it actually didn't end up stinging me. It just ended up chasing me, but that was still scary. But so anyway, so I went and got some tissue for the bumblebee because I was like, I'm gonna try to like dry it off and warm it up and see if it'll be okay because the sun was coming out.
Yeah.
Got some tissue. I got it to climb onto the tissue, and I blew my warm breath on it because I wanted to help warm it up because I knew it was cold blooded.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I was doing that, it started to move and it started to kind of come back to life, and it managed to like unstick its wings so they weren't stuck together anymore.
Wow.
I
Shoshie, level
know.
3 druid.
I know. So that is not even that's just the beginning. Anyway, so then I went and I put it back on the hyssop, and hopefully because I was hoping it would start to feed because really like they need nectar or something like a lot. They're like hummingbirds. They need a lot. And it's funny, just before I came in here, I was watching a seminar on bumblebees, and the lady was telling me how they're kind of workaholics. Like they get
Uh-oh. We lost you for a second. I think Shoshie is has they neutralized her. The pirate fascists have neutralized her. She's talking too much positivity. Maybe it was me. No, we're good. She'll be back. Hopefully. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep on painting. Painting, painting, painting. Just keep painting, just keep painting, painting, painting. That's what we do, we paint, paint. Um, uh-oh. You're still robofied, Soshi. I don't know if you can hear me. Shoshana. Uh-oh. Just gonna base all of this mouth area, this bottom area. It's okay. And I'm also gonna switch back to how I had it before, just because. At some point in time, I'll figure this out, people. And then, she's in super slow-mo. So, Shoshi, we can't hear you. You're in, like, robo mode. You might want to try exiting and then coming back. That might help. Pull this back a little bit. Turn this back on. It's hard to say what's better, huh? Oh well. Someday I'll have grown-up equipment once I make all the money from the YouTubes and the social medias. Can't even see the straight face. Hi, how you doing?
Better? Yay!
Yeah, it's a little bit better. We had Robo Shoshie join us. Shoshie join us for a second. Oh, she might be coming back. Careful. Oh. Uh-oh. It's okay. It almost sounds like it's a really cool beat, though. You got a little. Could be a great Daft Punk song. Okay. So it's like sufficiently. Okay, I think I got that. Let me translate for the rest of the audience. I think she's gonna go downstairs and get on something else and try that. That's what I heard, anyways. That's what I heard. Let's get on this better. Still doesn't want to focus. Focus. There. Yeah, that's good. Coming along. So I gotta figure out something to do with said one. There we go. There we go. I gotta figure out something to do with the arms. So I do want to take it more mana waste gray. That sounds perfect. So I've been sticking with the Pathfinder paints recently because they're really good. They got a good amount of pigment in them. This whole model used the Pathfinder paints. Actually, let's see if I can grab them. Well, this guy is all Pathfinder paints. And he's super super saturated. So they can really saturate. That's what I really like about them. So, and I'm all about the saturation these days. So I'm gonna pull out this Mana Waste Gray. It's kind of like bland. These deals. Shaky, shaky.
Is it better now?
Oh yeah, totally better. I wasn't being facetious either. I know it sounded like. Can you hear me? Hello? Maybe. You sound perfect, but maybe you can't hear me. Possibly. I don't know. Alright. So we're going to use this Mana Waste Gray here. I think it's sufficiently shucking. I might have to get the poker out. No, it is flowing. is fluency. And I'm going to use this to. I mean, I do kind of like this color right here. I almost for the skin. I don't want to brighten it up too much, kind of. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. I'm just going to play around with how it. Something happened. What happened? We are experiencing technical difficulties. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to like. I don't want to. I don't want to like do a bunch of blending and stuff here. I think what I want to do is just do some like highlighting. Go straight into highlighting, and then what I might do after the fact is glaze in the blends. So I might do this kind of thick. You know. That the music, the musical stylings of Shoshie, everybody. What's going on? It's just not doing it for you. I tell you what we can do is, if try this, try maybe doing your own. Invite me to a Discord, and then
Okay,
see if I can jump in there.
we'll try it. Yep.
Oh, now you're working. I don't know. Share that. Exit here. There we go. Hey, there's the invite. Join it. Hey, there we are. I'm waiting for the invite here. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on keeping on. So yeah, basically I'm just letting these highlights, building them up kind of thick like. I'm gonna go straight into that, and kind of what I'm hoping that'll make the skin look tight and rubbery on the arms and stuff. And then what I'll do is I'll like go back and um, kind of glaze over it with that kaolin wine also. So I'm actually, what I'm really doing is just like the last time, I'm really following how the light sort of reflects off the miniature naturally. And then that's kind of showing exactly where I need to be going with the highlights. So I don't have to do too much thinking. It's basically doing it all for me. Um, yeah. So, and then, so that's a good start, right? And then here's the idea. It's just so you guys can see the punchline right away. I'll pull out that kaolin wine, and then I'm going to pull out some flow improver also as like a means of diluting it, making it more transparent in this layer. And then right here is just over the palette. I'm just grabbing some of that flow improver into the brush. Now I'm going to load some paint into the brush. And when I put it over this, it won't go all the way over. Just grab some water on the brush there. All I'm doing is just kind of tinting it a little bit. And so I'm kind of just like blending the highlight, because this, I mean, it's not going to change. all it can do is just make the kaolin wine underneath of it more saturated. So, but that's kind of like a quick way of creating your midtone. You just go straight to the highlight, and then use some kind of diluted base layer over it to sort of create your blend. And then after the fact, if you really want, you gotta be careful you don't, like, whatever the term is, depigmentize the paint. That's why I use the flow improver for stuff like this, because it seems to do a good job of keeping things together for the most part. Hey, I don't know. Is it still not working? Shoshie says, well, what do you want to do? I don't know. I don't know. Want to keep painting. Kind of want to keep painting. Did I not? Did she send me an? Oh, there she is. Okay. Oh, sorry. Joined. What the hell? Hello? Hello? There we go. There you are. Trying to join here. Hang out and triptych. Join voice. How about this? Yeah, try this. Just boo, 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 boo. Hello? No, it's still bad. Oh well. What we can do is I'm gonna go ahead and continue painting for a little bit, and we can try this again in the future. Hopefully, we can sort it out. I don't know what happened though. I think she said that she loves everything I do, and you guys should all watch me. Oh, it's super sad because it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I believe you can hear what I'm saying, because I can't really understand anything you're saying. But I pretty much everything rolls off my back. Ever since I lost a finger, like it's like everything is. So you don't worry about it. It's not a problem. It's 3 people watching. So, which is unfortunate for those people because I really love them.
Mm.
Oh, hey, there you are again. You tell your
You can hear me?
yeah,
Now
I
you can hear
can.
me?
Yeah,
What?
did the husband just get off the video game or something?
No, but he is on a video game. I don't know if it's interfering with things.
It's quite possible.
Discord is also notorious like this and does kind of glitch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we
It could
can.
just be Discord.
It could be. It could be. I like blaming your husband also.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's okay.
What? So, how are the people in the chat? How are they doing?
They're fine. No,
Good. They're chilling.
they love me and they don't know. they they love me to know that they don't have to chat to me.
Okay. It's so funny.
I would love it if they would, but
Really quick, I feel like I have to tell you the Bumblebee. Finish the Bumblebee
yes,
story. Just watch. Yes.
cliffhanger.
Okay.
Cue robot voice.
Yeah, I know. So the Bumblebee was still kind of cold, but it was the sun was starting to come out and it was starting to warm it up. And I did kind of brush off some of the water with the tissue before I put it back on. So I let it started to drink off the hyssop a little bit. But I went inside and my mom and I had just made peaches. And I brought home some of the simple syrup. And so I had this simple syrup that was made with honey and sugar.
Wow.
And I know, right? I put it on a spoon and I gave it to the bee, and the bee was good after that. And then
Hell yeah,
I went out again. I know. Then I went out again because I don't know if you know this, but one of the reasons why bumblebees can be out when it's like cold, or colder times than other bees is because they make more heat with their bodies naturally. This is all stuff I've learned. And so so this bumblebee, I guess we had used the sugar and the simple syrup that I had to generate a little warmth for itself. And by the time the sun had fully come out, it was dry. I couldn't tell it from the other bees. It wasn't wet anymore. It was so cute. It was so fuzzy.
Nice. And
Yeah.
he managed to survive for 3 more days.
I don't know. They're pretty good. Like
They last. How long do
bumblebees.
they live for? What's the lifespan of a bumblebee?
All I know is the queens go dormant over winter and they hibernate. And they're the only ones of their community that survive. They're called gines. They're called gines. I've learned so much. I'm such a nerd now. Not like I wasn't before.
Right, yeah.
So the gines will go under, and they don't dig very very deeply. You can actually probably find them under 3 inches of like, they like under pine trees and under needles and under naturally formed
Thingies. I checked. I bet he's entered a new match. You're back to Roboland. It's okay. I think Shoshie is falling into a black hole. I think that's what it is. So time gets dilated close to the black hole. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna go throw some quick highlights down on these arms here. Just trying to get them looking a little, like I said.
Okay, I'm on my phone. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So Mike says he thinks this is my input on my computer. Hold on, I'll check it.
It's possible. You sound good now.
Discord is a pain in the toughest.
The toughest.
Yeah,
It's a loose. What's the
Yiddish.
well, obviously, but what's the translation for that? The toughest.
Your booty.
Is it?
Yep, your toughest.
Wow, that's a.
That's a good name. Good word, isn't it?
It is.
And if you are a
Little
woman and
Miss
you have like a
Muffet
juicy
sat on her
booty,
tuffet.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
where I heard that from.
So there's a saying like, the word for like a good thick woman
Mm-hmm.
is like a zoff. She has a zoftig tuchus.
Zoftig.
Zoftig in Yiddish means juicy, literally. So there we go.
Wow.
Headset.
Well, you're sounding beautiful now.
Yeah, well, I'm still on my phone.
You hang out on the phone. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're not doing much special here. So, yeah. I think these horns, they definitely got to be like straight up horny looking. So,
Okay, I'm gonna wait. Am I still on a call? Yeah, I'm on a call with you, aren't I?
I think
Still.
so.
Hold on. I'm gonna log off this and try to join back on my computer. Hopefully, it won't be all weird.
Okay.
But we're gonna see what happens.
If not, we know what we can do. So,
Yep.
do you wanna go back to my server then?
Okay. Are we back?
Yeah.
Is it robotic?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know what I changed. It might still goof up on us. I don't know, but we'll just roll with it. You know?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what else can you do? So, that's
Right.
okay. I need to zoom this guy out a little bit because you know, let's work on this guy's horns, and he also needs to get a nice. There we go. I just wish. I wish you guys could see it like I see it.
Right. I know.
Now, for the little miniatures, when I do these things with the little miniatures, like check this guy out. I mean, he looks just like perfect on there. I don't. Are you? I'm not screen sharing, am I?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to stay off screen share to see if that makes a difference. I don't know if it does or not, but
Okay. Well.
we'll see. It'll be okay.
Okay.
You can hear my stunning voice that way.
Yes. Yes, I can. That's all that matters. That's all
Right.
that matters to me. So, so the bee was happy. It flew away.
The
Did it fly away?
was able to. Yep, it went back to its wherever its
Wherever
nest
it
was.
goes.
Yep, and that was kind of what started me into this pretty hardcore.
So that bee basically just changed your life.
Well, I was already on the path, but
Yeah.
I posted that whole story to the insect and spider the spider plate, and
Yeah.
everybody touted me as a lifesaver and a hero.
Wow.
And I was like, dang.
Dang.
Okay. I was like, I just felt really cool about it. So I was like, all right.
You should feel cool about it. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to do. That's like something that my 5-year-old would do because he doesn't, because like it's so basic. It's such a basic thing. You know what I mean? Like, so we all grow up and we lose the sense of that kind of stuff. I think.
Well, I think it's not even that. It's that we as adults maybe not even just it's that we're all connected, and then we disconnect because we get involved with, social media or, just work or
Yeah.
whatever. But we're so out of touch with nature.
Yeah, we are.
So out of touch. And one of the things dealing with nature was, is I realized like everything has cycles. There's no good or bad in nature. There's a Cooper's hawk that hunts my bird feeder, and it caught a cardinal. And so we found this pile of female cardinal feathers, and it was kind of sad. But at the same time, I was like, Cooper's hawks have to eat too.
Yeah, they do.
And I guess I can't be like bird discriminatory if I'm going to have a bird feeder. It's just a different kind of food.
Well, you can. My mom doesn't like the blackbirds that come into town because
I love the blackbirds.
I guess they just make a mess of the grubs that she puts out there. So
I have actually befriended and attracted the crows.
the crows can work for you if you train them properly. So there's a little nub there I gotta cut off.
They are still pretty cautious of me. In fact, it's to the point where they will kind of take a peanut, because I've had peanuts out for them. They like that the best.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll take peanuts and then they'll hop into the neighbor's yard, so it's like out of the vision of the window, so I can't see them. They're so sneaky.
So that's hilarious. So you can train them to gather money for you, right?
Well, I'm not to that point yet. I mean, I just started getting them to come to the
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna get them to give me gifts at least.
That's amazing.
I want crow gifts. Yeah.
That's amazing. That'll be awesome.
But I don't need money, but I would love to get because
just things, trinkets.
I'm in a crow group.
Oh wow!
I know. I joined so many groups. I'm in a crow group. I'm in a butterfly group. I'm in a spiders and insects group. I'm in bird groups. So the crow group, nobody seems to really know how to do anything except for to get them to come to the bird feeder. And they all say, be patient. They're very cautious and yada yada. And so that's what's happening. So the first thing I did was I got a bowl of peanuts, and I would walk out to where the crows they sit on a line that's like on a road that's right next to my house, but it's still pretty far from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd walk out with the bowl of shelled peanuts. They're unsalted. They're made for the crows. And I show them the bowl, and I wave at them. Mm-hmm. And then I throw the bowl of peanuts onto the grass, and then I walk away, and I go back to my house. And so then they'll send somebody down to check it out. And when it's cool, they'll call the others to come and eat the peanuts. And somebody will always kind of keep watch over the other ones while they're eating. The problem is that I also live near a little pond, and geese are coming for the peanuts. And geese are not fun. They're the only birds I do not allow near my yard.
That's right. I remember that. You have a severe problem with geese.
Every day, almost every day, I would go out and chase the geese. And so, what the thing is that people think that Canadian geese are
which
so
is why
scary.
you probably wonder why if people are watching you out the curtains.
I know. Yes, I am that crazy bird lady. Oh my God. Yes.
You see that? I brought that around. Comic genius.
They know why. They know why, because the geese poop everywhere.
Yes.
And they bring their 60 friends, 60, and they come in my yard and they eat all the grass. They just want to poo, and they can carry salmonella. And they have the neighbors' little kids are running, and I don't want them to be getting anything because they're still toddlers.
Yeah.
So I would chase the geese, but the problem is both crows and geese recognize faces. So the geese know me right now. The geese know if they see me, they're walking toward the pond. They're like, "Oh crap, she's back." And the crows have noticed that I kind of leave them alone, but they don't trust me. So they'll kind of like, alert when I go after the geese. I think they
They
see it as a
probably get a
threat.
big, kick out of it.
They probably do. But they won't come anywhere near the feeder if they've seen me chase the geese.
Yeah.
And so I have to kind of convince them that it's like I know they're smart enough to realize that I'm not after them.
Right.
But it's gonna take time for them to still trust me because it's only been about a month since they started coming directly to my feeder. So I throw the peanuts out and I walk away. And I did this for several days. And they recognized me. They started getting used to coming down for peanuts. And then I stopped doing it in the yard, near them. And
Yeah.
I just started leaving peanuts in my like on the ground for the squirrels. And mallard ducks, a mama mallard duck came and brought her 6 fledglings. They look like smaller mallard ducks is what they look like. Because they're already fledged and everything.
That's really awesome.
Anyways, the ducks are so freaking cute. And they can stay all the time. And I feed the ducks as much as I can. So the ducks were coming like twice a day.
Wow.
Like there was like 5 of them altogether. And the crows are like, "What's going on?"
What are you spending on feed in general?
What?
A month. How much?
I don't know. I buy birdseed.
Yeah, screw it.
Well, I only put out so for the ducks and anything on the ground, I only put stuff out twice a day.
Cheaper than antidepressants.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also not online like insta buying things off Instagram, like
Yeah.
Anyway, so the ducks were eating at the feeder twice a day and the crows caught on and for whatever reason crows felt safe around the ducks, so the crows finally came and checked things out. And I have pictures of the crows and the ducks at the feeder at the same time.
Probably because ducks are maybe they're considered like the adults of bird people, or
Are they?
I don't know. It's, because they're kind of dopey when they're walking on land.
They're so cute.
Right? Yeah, they got the waddle, so the crows are probably automatically just think, "Wow, if something didn't jump out and immediately eat those things, we're good to go."
I think so. I think the crows trust the ducks more than they trust me, which is fine.
Yeah, because a duck is basically the best keto snack a wolf could munch on. Right.
Right. And the mama was bringing the ducks twice a day. So, and then coming back, sometimes she would leave them by the pond and then come herself. So the crows were like, okay, this might not be so bad. So the crows have been coming, but now like I said, they'll grab peanuts and they'll go in the neighbor's yard to eat them so that I can't see them. They're like secret.
They're funny. That's funny.
They're so freaking
smart. My mom always has a fun story to tell about with ducks in it. And when we were young, we had chickens and goats. So I was raised on goat's milk
cool.
and fresh eggs, basically.
Oh,
and
wow.
and see what that did to me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess one of the chickens was what's that called when they just want to nest, they just want to
roost,
not roost, but they get all they won't lay eggs anymore because you keep on taking them. Kind of situation.
I don't know. I've never heard of that. That's cool.
But anyways, yeah, they get all kind of pissy, and all they want to do is just I forget what the term is. If one of the 5 people that are watching right now know, throw it out there.
Right.
But
I hope
she was
fascinated with their whole talk.
So what she did was she got some duck eggs and gave her some duck eggs to sit on. Yeah. And she hatched them, and she believed they were her chicks, and everything was all fine and dandy. They would go out and follow her around, and she'd try to show them how to peck in the grass, and they're ducks.
Cute. Yeah.
And then there was this rainstorm or whatever, and we used to get these nice giant puddles in our driveway um, that I would love running my bike through and everything like that, or
Oh,
sliding on in the wintertime or whatever, you know. And they had the big rainstorm, and they're out there. She's trying to get them to peck in the grass and stuff, and they waddle over to the big giant puddle and just go
oh,
for a swim, and she freaks out.
ah, ah,
Like, what are you
oh
guys
my god,
doing? That is not chicken like.
oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Speaking of
hilarious.
chickens,
Hmm?
there's a video you need to see. Just Google chicken jumping at an apple. There's a video, there's a meat, it's like a went viral. Somebody's chicken has a favorite apple tree and it will leap, and it was leaping up, straight up. And
Oh
so
wow.
sometimes its legs would go do the splits almost, and it's so funny. And so Google that. Those people who are watching, go check it out right now.
Yeah, right. Thanks. Thanks.
Like,
I'm having enough problems here.
no. I mean, just bookmark it and then come back and watch.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Hey, if that brings them joy this moment and they need it, by all means, you
Oh
can watch
yeah.
this in the future. I don't.
It's awesome. Somebody posted it in one of the bird groups, and I had a cackle.
A
Cackle,
cackle.
get it?
Wow, wow, you got bit hard, didn't you?
I
Wow,
didn't even. Yeah, I did. I didn't even think about that one. So I
that was
just
good.
did it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There ain't nothing wrong with that, though. You know,
Right.
I'm just trying to saturate some horns here with that base layer to get it nice and. So whenever I throw on the next, I like the idea of having like yellowy horns and stuff on this
Hmm.
guy because of all the purples and the greens, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me for whatever reason. It's like Mardi Gras here.
Okay.
Was
That sounds fun.
I don't know.
Sounds. Actually, if you said it's from Scotland, it's
Right.
wait Mardi Gras.
No, it's not.
I was like, where's Mardi
That's
Gras?
that's
Not.
Fran. That's New Orleans. So that's not gonna
Yeah. No.
close. Eh, eh, it's okay.
Catholic. Kind of. Sort of.
Close enough. It
Yeah.
works. No, I mean, it's green and purple and yellow are gonna go together. They're like a nice tri-color arrangement, anyways. So
There you go. Yeah.
yeah,
That's my green, purple, and orange are one of my favorite combos for color.
green, purple, and yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They're
I dig that.
triadic. It's
Yeah,
just from the other side. Yep.
yeah. It's like super Halloween colors,
Yeah.
right? It's a Halloween colors.
You could have Halloween colors, but yeah, no. But so usually when I use orange, I don't go with orange. I'll go with brown because brown is still an orange. It's just like a shade of orange.
Hmm. And we've really talked about a whole lot of. This is
No,
one of our typical mini grinder Shoshie conversations, actually.
that stream of consciousness. It is. It's how it is.
We keep
Well,
each
at
other
least,
sane with
at
our. At least we did there for a little while. I think we kept each other sane.
right. Well, at least
Yeah,
entertaining ourselves.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
And this ranger is looking. It's almost done actually.
That's right. You're painting. At some point in time, we'll be able to put all that
See what?
together. My God, won't
Right.
that be fun?
Yeah.
Be fun.
I have to figure out what colors to make this face of this guy because he's got a little. He's holding a rifle. He's like, the kneeling rifle guy, kind of like the Green Army
Okay.
Man, but he's an
Yeah.
Eldar.
Sure. I mean, you're.
So, so he's looking through a sight, so I can see his face, but I don't know what color Eldar faces are. I guess they're kind of. I guess they kind of have an elf face. So
They
it
are
could
kind of
be.
elfy. I would say that.
You could go. You could. They could have a
They're
peach
space
face.
elves.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna be. They're just space elves.
We'll do that.
That's
We'll
gotta
do
dry
peach.
before I go. These horns have to dry before I go back to them. I hit them a little early.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm using golden. Just for all the viewers, I'm using Mawungi brown as a base layer and golden blonde as for the horns. And then I'll probably highlight with this guy, Kayonin beige, for all of those. Yeah. So, wow, you've been pretty busy then
Well,
with
so
everything. It's hard
I
to
think I
get.
told you I was
To,
also hand weeding my yard.
yeah, they're
I sound
definitely
like
watching you. You're probably.
So my neighbor, he got out of his car, and I told him, I'm like, Kenny, I need to talk to you, and he goes, okay, and he's kind of like, you know, and I told him, I said, you know, you've been seeing me weeding my yard, right? And he goes, yeah, and I said, well, sometimes I get a little crazy, and I weed a little bit in your yard, and said, okay, and he said I bought a yard weasel, and so have you seen them?
Yeah, I know. It's like it used to be like a
Yeah.
infomercial thing.
Yeah, they're fun. Weeding is extremely satisfying and therapeutic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. The first thing that I ever wanted to do was dig up dinosaur bones. So, like, I assumed that was going to be, that's probably for the same reasons, the meticulousness of it. Like, another one down.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, well,
it's
and
almost
it's
like
like,
playing the lottery when you're going out in the yard. Oh, what am I going to find today? Kind of situation.
so yeah, and because my brain was getting like dopamine, like you get yeah, basically I was
Yeah.
giving
Oh,
myself
you get those
dopamine.
dopamine hits.
Right. So you see, especially crabgrass, because it grows like in a little circle, and then the middle is kind of reddish, so you always can like get in there and like pop it.
Mm.
And um yeah, so I like filled 3 lawn bags full of weeds in my backyard.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. What do you do with all? You get composted?
I have a lawn guy who comes and mows for us, and I give it to him, and he takes it to the recycling place that does recycling
Well,
lawn stuff.
if you ever really want to get into fermenting stuff, you should get into
I'm going
composting.
to I'm actually thinking about it. I just have to find a place in my yard and figure it out and
So
stuff,
here's
but
the
I
thing:
have
you can
thought about it.
actually let me sell it to you. You can actually raise worms in your
Okay.
compost, right? You can actually raise your own grubs for your birds,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it'll attract birds to that as well.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
started looking
bet.
into that because we almost got chickens this year,
Right.
and I mean, we ended up getting a dog instead, but
Oh, no. Yeah.
uh, so I figured it best we
So
train the dog before we get the chickens, I guess maybe.
mm, the dog can guard the chickens.
Right, so they can, yeah. So the dog learns to guard the chickens. Yes, but
Mm.
yeah. So
So the
yeah,
grubs were going to be for the
yeah.
chickens.
Basically, yeah. I started researching that, and at the same time, I was getting into the gardening this summer, doing that stuff. And so I started looking in because I'm crazy about that stuff. Just
Yeah.
doing like I like to know how the entire process works. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah.
like I want free range chickens, and I want to eliminate the need for feed as much as possible. Right,
Right.
and that's the
Right.
main thing. That way, it can be as cheap as possible
Well,
because it's not actually any cheaper.
chickens love scratching around for stuff, and
Yeah, and you
it's so
gotta let
much
them out to
healthier for
scratch.
them.
Gotta let them
That's
out
the
to
thing
scratch.
is the store-bought chicken eggs that we eat are almost all corn-fed, and that's why their yolks aren't super yellow or they aren't super orange.
Well,
And
the
they're carnivores. They eat bugs. They eat all kinds of stuff.
yeah, yeah, the yeah, but I mean, I would much rather have eggs from my own chickens than from
Right.
the store any day of the week.
Sure, for
Any day of
sure.
the week.
We just don't have the yard space for chickens. That would take up the whole yard.
We got a nice fenced-in backyard on next to our hovel, but
we
um
we have a little strip. Our yard is a little strip because we live in a condo. Not a condo,
oh
but a
right, yeah,
townhome,
right, yeah.
so but I'm committed to reducing the grass part of the lawn by 50%
Whoa,
and planting native plants.
whoa,
Yep, I
that's
know,
exciting.
I know.
Are you gonna get a cut on your lawn? Are they gonna
Am I
charge you as
gonna
much?
what?
Are they gonna still charge you as much?
No, he can't because there's not as much to mow.
Right, yeah, you'd think that.
Ultimately, if the best thing to do would be to like completely eliminate the backyard as far
Just
as like
eliminate the backyard.
not eliminate, but the grass. Like grass is a monobiome.
Right,
There's nothing that eats it except for the geese, and we don't need that.
right.
But none of the insects really eat it, and it doesn't really contribute to the pollinators or anything either.
Oh,
So,
grass? Yeah, it's like the
yeah.
dumbest thing to have in your yard, honestly.
It is. I want to get rid of at least half of it,
And that's why,
and
uh, that's why I let all kinds of stuff grow on my lawn.
yeah.
I got wood sorrel in my lawn.
Oh, yeah.
I
Wood
got
sorrel's edible.
oh my god,
Did you know that?
it's super. Yeah, I do. It's also a diuretic too. If you eat enough of it.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're having problems pooping because of if you got the COVID poop problems,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
So
Wood
funny.
sorrel's really tasty in a salad because it has a very
Yeah.
lemony flavor, and then I also have some lemon balm just growing wild in my yard too. It's all over the
Oh,
place. I
that's
got
so cool.
full of lemon balm and wood sorrel, but and lemon balm has actually just tonight my son was out there and he was like, "I'm gonna pick this and eat it," and I'm like, "Whoa, what are you
Oh,
doing?" And he's like, "It's lemon balm," and I was like, "Oh my."
oh, that's so cool that he
And I
knows
was
it
like,
though.
brought it. I was like, you gotta show me first though, because he'd already started chewing it, and I'm like,
Mm,
I gotta smell it. And it was, I was like, oh, that's lemon balm. But yeah,
yeah. My mom was
I was
always
so
one of
proud of
those
him.
people.
I was so proud of him.
We would go on like nature walks and stuff, and she would just eat stuff, and like I'm like, Mom, you don't even know what that is.
Well, you definitely don't want to do that with like, um, you don't want to do that with mushrooms, wild mushrooms, only
No, right,
because there could be parasites or bugs in them and stuff like that. So you just gotta
right.
be careful. So what I did with these horns, I just want to point out to everybody else that's watching at home. This is my quick horn technique that I do is I'll put my whatever my basically the mid tone of the horns. In this case, it's the golden blonde, and then the base layer was at Mwungi brown. So I basically did based it in brown just to get a nice layer of paint on, and get a start for the golden blonde, and then threw the golden blonde on, and then I just went back and with some flow improver and the Mwungi brown, just basically diluting it, and then I just brush that on right over around where the horns come out of the head, and it's got a nice horny look.
There
It's super super simple. It's super simple,
you go.
but yeah. So yeah, you gotta watch eating some stuff just because you gotta watch out for parasites, and that's why like I made friends with some Chinese folks a couple years ago.
Hmm.
They were basically their kids were my kids' age, and they were walking to school together, and we just became friends, and we took it. Both of us took it as an opportunity to share our cultures with one
Oh, very
another.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they something I learned about them they cook everything. The Chinese do, at least from their area.
Mm-hmm.
They don't eat things like salads, fresh salads.
Right.
They just don't do
Interesting.
that. And I think one of the reasons is for that, anyways. Because I like one of the reasons why I like culture so much is because I'm a big fan of how evolution works, and not just evolution of biological systems, but of like
People. Yeah.
artificial systems or man like social systems
Mm,
or that
mm.
anything really. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
But So I wonder what's the reasoning for that, and if they
Yeah.
and obvious it's the one thing that jumps out to me is that's obvious is parasites. Cooking
Okay.
your
Yeah.
food. I mean that's just
Hmm.
they just have taken it to the extreme over there basically.
Do they have a wet season too? Like
Well, they
maybe they
have all
have a
kind. I mean,
rain.
it's a
Maybe
big country, so they got all
true.
kinds of. And another thing that's interesting there is that they have this saying the North eat this, the South eat this, the West eat this, and the
Oh.
and it's basically like I believe the North eats salty foods, and the
Okay.
West East eat like sweet and or sour, and maybe the South eats hot
Yeah.
foods, basically. But that's like they're saying.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I'd love to go over there and visit. And the people that I made friends with, he was here studying uh, on behalf of his school, his college back home. He was like an assistant dean, evidently. I didn't
Oh,
realize.
that's cool. Yeah.
He was assistant dean of the College of Hospitality, and he said whenever he becomes dean, he would love, he would have the power to um, get me to come over, invite me to come over to teach classes on how to make biscuits and stuff.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, yeah, because he said that oftentimes they want to have basically hotels and stuff for people to visit over there that serve
Yeah.
foods that that people would be used to.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes
And
sense.
yeah, I haven't heard from him for a while, especially ever since the COVID stuff started. So I'm a little worried about him
Oh.
over there, But um, his son's name is Cola
Oh, okay.
because
Like the drink.
they get to pick their English names, when they're
Oh,
in
cute.
English class, and his son picked Cola.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't it funny? Oh, go figure.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you can see this anymore unless you're watching my live stream. Unless you're one of the three people watching. Might be up to four. We might be up to four.
Oh.
Ooh, we had four there. We had four there for a second. I like to
Maybe
say,
I got bored of my
Shoshi.
bumblebee story. Is probably what it was.
No, no, that's why we have four.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I try.
It's okay. I like to say, Shoshi, that I am the miniature world community's best kept secret. So it's
Okay.
okay.
There you go.
I mean, you just don't hand out your secret sauce to everybody, right?
Right. Uh,
Not a
uh,
good, not a great business model, but it's miniature painting.
yep.
I enjoy just sharing it, honestly. I've been having a blast getting together and painting, uh, and forcing my friends from the community to watch me do it.
yes.
Like it's just an opportunity to get together and talk and chat and everything. So I think I loved your
Definitely.
Bumblebee story. I think it was absolutely the bomb because we need so much more positivity in our lives than what we are given,
yeah. And
and
actually, it wasn't the
what we
bomb.
allow
It was
ourselves to.
yeah.
Not
If you know anything about the scientific name of bumblebees, it wasn't the bomb. It was the bombus.
oh
that was a nerd joke.
wow wow
Ah,
that was the Jesus.
I love it. I know, right?
Now were
Too
you
much.
practicing
Too much
that or was
stuff.
that on?
No, it just
See,
thought. I just thought
you
of it.
see, it's okay.
But I did just go to a Bumblebee live webinar or whatever and learned all these things right before I went. It's on my brain.
Bombus.
Bombus. That's the family name or the whatever the species name I think of bumblebees is Bombus. I never knew that until, but I love it that that's their name, Bombus.
Well, I mean, now I know what rhymes with rhombus.
There you go. Yep. Bombus, Bombus.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, what are you most what are you looking forward to? Anything? I mean, what can we look forward to? The end of
Well,
COVID?
so I think I told you how I was getting a dopamine high from the weeding, and so
Mm-hmm.
I was daydreaming about weeding. And I would look forward to because they're gonna always be there. You know? And so just I look forward to my yard work.
You know what's
I get, like I
crazy
said, yeah, yeah,
is that dopamine hit that you're talking about. You get the same dopamine hit when, or people do in general, when scrolling through the Facebook. You know,
yeah,
when people like your stuff, when you get notifications, when you're feeling like you get like a little dopamine hit, and that's kind of
yeah,
like the addictive nature of it. So whenever you leave that realm, or you
yeah.
start pulling yourself back out of it, that's why some people get like depressed and you know
Oh,
all that other
yeah.
stuff. It's because they're not getting that dopamine hit like what they're used to.
Okay,
And
that makes so much sense.
I find it's inspiring that you naturally found your new dopamine hit, right?
Yeah,
To
and
sort of, yeah,
the
and
other
what a good
the other
one.
thing I get a little because I get the sun. The sun is naturally giving me vitamin D. Like I have a little bit of a
Yes.
tan,
Oh, nice.
which creates serotonin for me in my brain, right? The
Yes.
vitamin D and all that. Um, it's first of all, vitamin D is a precursor to so many things, and we're almost all of us. So you, Mr. Redhead, make your own dang vitamin D. Did you
Well,
know that?
not enough of it.
I know, but redheads make more than anybody because other people don't make
Oh,
their own
really?
vitamin D. Yeah,
Well, honestly,
redheads
there's
do.
not much hair on the head anymore. How about red beards? Does that count
Your
still?
beard, yeah, no, you're still the redhead.
Whew.
Um,
Well, sort
it's
of,
just
because my natural hair color is kind of almost brownish, blondish red.
it's not the hair that makes the vitamin D. It's your pale ass freckled skin.
Oh, okay. Whew, okay.
That I think you probably still have.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely full of the freckles.
My husband is a redhead, and he just turns into a freckle, like a big freckle.
Oh,
He has a tan.
in the
Yeah,
summertime. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, me too. My whole family does. PJ's freckly too, and so our kids are freckly.
I get a little bit, but but yeah. So that was, I mean, so the other thing that was giving me a dopamine hit was going outside and taking pictures of these creatures and these plants. Um, and seeing something new. And anytime I saw something new, this is kind of the ADHD brain. It's always looking for newness,
Hmm.
right? And and I was definitely giving myself that by looking. Um, and I've seen butterflies I've never seen before. I've seen
Mm.
birds I've never seen before. The other day I was over by my pond, by the pond in our subdivision, and I saw this little bird, and it was like a shorebird, and I didn't know what it was, and it turns out it was it was some kind of sandpiper. I don't remember the name of it now, but I'd never seen a sandpiper in our pond,
Mm.
you know. And then Mike got a picture of a green heron today,
Oh,
and
green?
yeah, we
Not a
started.
blue? I've seen blue, but I've never seen a green.
Green herons are small, and They're really cool looking.
Blue herons are enormous.
Yeah. Well, we saw the great blue heron. There's actually a lesser blue heron too.
Oh wow.
We saw a great blue. So we would go birding together, and we went to this park that's near our house. And we walked around the lake, and we saw a night heron, which is very rare to see. We saw a green
Wow.
heron and a great heron and a wood duck all the same night. And I was like, we hit did you see that post I made? It was like we hit
I
the
don't think I saw
heron
that. I
jackpot.
actually haven't been. I've been trying to stay away from it for the most
Oh,
part.
yeah, that's
But
a
I
good
mean, not
thing.
your post, but I mean in general. So I made a new
Right.
rule that I can only swipe or like scroll no more than 5 times.
Oh,
Yeah. So
wow,
right. Yeah.
that's amazing.
I just and that's it. And most of the time, what I do is I'll just refresh a few times.
Yeah.
And so whatever pops up the top is what I see.
I can't do that. I don't have the willpower.
I mean, it yeah, it's not easy sometimes because especially when I'm searching for that dopamine hit,
Yeah, yeah.
but because that's really what it is. I'm like, oh, is anyone, who cares?
Right, right.
When all actuality, plenty of people care, but I don't have to go
Yeah.
searching for it, and
Mhm.
but it's funny how that all works. I'm really just kind of almost over the whole thing. I wish there was another way for us to like come
Yeah.
together and
Right.
be human with one another, not this fake ass
I know.
thing that we do to ourselves. And this, you know,
One other thing that I
that's
made a
what I really.
commitment to myself is I want to start getting to know my neighbors better because that's
Mm,
another thing that COVID I kind of realized like because I went around to everybody on my cul-de-sac and I was like, hey, this was before they locked down. And I said,
mm,
"Hey, we don't know what's going to happen, but if I'm pretty healthy. I don't work. If anybody needs to somebody to run to the store if you get sick, or because we didn't know
right,
what was
yeah,
going to expect." And I just let everybody know that I was there for them.
right. That's really awesome.
And yeah, but as time, I just feel like we're so disconnected from
Hmm.
everything, and I don't know. Maybe it's just my insecurity, but I feel like maybe they don't want to get to know me because they just want to be on their, they just want to be
A
left
lot of
alone. Yeah.
no, but it's okay. That's a dark path to go down. I believe, honestly, it really is because you have to put yourself. I mean, you're doing a great thing, and the thing is that while most of those people might maybe one of them thinks that, or maybe 95% of them thinks,
Mhm.
oh, what's this crazy lady trying to be all super cool or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, I did that to my neighbors across. I said, hey, if you guys need anything, you just let us know. I said that to all our
Yeah.
neighbors,
Right.
just because that's how I am.
Yeah.
But so I'm right with you in that regard. But you know what? I don't care. I don't give two shits if they think that I was like whatever they thought of that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted them to know that I was there, just in case.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a positive thing, no matter which way
Right.
the recipient takes it. It's still positive. And if
Yeah.
there's one person who says, "Oh, it's really cool of that person to do that. I should do that," then
Did
you
get to
win. You
know
win.
two
You
more
know?
of my neighbors better. Yeah. And we like kind of had a socially distanced, tea, and that was really nice. Um, so yeah, that it did work out, but I'm still trying to do it even now that things are not locked down.
Mm,
It
yeah.
was easier when everybody was kind of attention starved.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
and God, let me tell you, as an extrovert, well, for me, it was like I just was. 'Cause you know me, like before c- before ReaperCon, I was already in kind of hermit mode.
Right.
And it was after ReaperCon I started doing some really good work on myself and I started kind of coming out of my shell,
Hmm.
which was fantastic.
I remember.
And then, yep, and then COVID hit, and I was like, well, guess I'm going
Damn
back
it,
in the
going back on
hole.
the shell.
So it wasn't anything crazy for me. It was like same old, same old. But I know everybody else was kind of freaking out. So I was like, I felt pretty good.
Right, yeah, because you're already in the shell. Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, if anything, my husband was home all the time, and so I loved that
Right. Oh
because
yeah.
I wasn't alone at home anymore.
Right.
And even now he's home more, and it's just so great, and our relationship has gotten so great.
That's good.
So, yeah. It's nice
That's
when
really
you
good.
find out that you like your spouse, you know, and you always kind of know it, but it's not until like you have to be around them all the time that you're like, this is cool.
Right. Yeah.
Not everybody got that during COVID.
Right. For sure. Yeah. There's a period there where PJ was home. They were alternating days, so they were doing
Mhm.
like 2 days on or every other day. So one week, three
Mhm.
days a week, and next week, 2 days a week. And it was great. As soon as COVID hit, she got a salaried position that was like
Ooh.
right. Yeah. So she was making salary, working half the time that she was before, and you know what I mean. Like so,
Mhm.
it was
Mhm.
it was a lot of fun. But she was ready to go. She was going crazy because of kids and everything else.
Right. It's
She's
just she wasn't
she just
used
she
to
just
it.
does better when she's outside of the house. Where I can go crazy all I want, I guess, and that's okay.
God bless anybody who managed to homeschool and work and like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. It's just I told my sister she's got 3 kids under the age of 7,
Oh my goodness.
and she was working
And
from home.
every single one of the teachers all has a different app that they're using. You gotta keep
I
track of
told
all
her,
that stuff.
I said you should don't be hard on yourself that you don't feel like you can do everything because she's a little bit type A. And I told her, I said, there's a reason why people don't do this. It's because it's impossible. You can't do it all, you know?
Yeah. Not without
And
some kind of
yeah, you got to have
ma-
help.
not without mother's little helper.
Exactly.
There's some days where I need to have a glass of wine whenever I'm
Ah,
cooking dinner.
yes,
There's just no
yes,
way. If I don't, I might kill a kid or something. Obviously, I wouldn't really do that, but like,
right.
I don't want to be an asshole to them. You know.
No.
But you only have so much patience.
When they're not able to be with friends or,
Hmm.
go outside into parks and stuff, they are starting to pick on each other. That's what happened to
Honestly,
my nieces and nephews
my
anyway.
boys are now really learned that to play with one another because
Oh,
that's their only
good.
option. You
Yeah.
know, they don't really have because we're still practicing quarantine stuff here for the most part.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You know, I just wish I don't know. I wish everybody would stop being political about it and just uh,
Just be careful.
and regardless, I'm gonna be the first person to tell you I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna do everything in my power, regardless of what's going on, to avoid it.
Same.
You know?
Well, I'm the kind of person that gets bronchitis if I get sick, like, period. So
Yeah.
that would not be good. I finished the model. Yay.
Yay! Yay!
Here,
I
I'll
have
put it in
not, but
Discord so you can see it. Wait, maybe not. I just take a picture of it first. There we go. Little bitty. I spent a long time on this little Ranger. It's not that great. I tried to paint kind of a non-metallic gun, and it's so-so.
no, it's a hard thing, man.
I know.
I struggle with it also. I mean, there's only a few people that I can think of that just like whip that out like it's nothing every single time. You know?
There,
So
I went ahead and
it's a
put it in Discord so
process.
you can see. Cute. It's very cute. It's like a little gnome.
See if I can I share it if I figure that out?
Yeah,
Might take a
definitely,
second.
for sure. I'm currently sending it to one of my biggest 40K nerd fans.
Where is it? Where'd you post it in?
In your Discord.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
No, okay, so here, how about this? If you guys want to see, you just come over to my Discord.
Right. There we go.
That's really nice. Honestly, the gun's really nice. It's translating as metal just fine.
Okay.
It's small. I mean, I get it. It's hard. It's hard to get all that in
Right.
there. You know, it's a lot of information to get in there.
Yeah.
I like the colors on it. I like his trousers.
Yeah. I like the back. I think the back is a little bit more interesting
I'm looking at that
than the
too.
front, but it'll work.
Oh, it's nice. I like that.
Yeah, and I have a few of these. Like I said, I picked these up a long time ago, thinking, oh, I'm gonna have an Eldar army, and then everybody's like, yeah, well, I don't really can't really use the rules for those anymore because they're really old. And I mean, you can, but you'd have to buy a whole bunch more to make a unit and blah blah blah. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't do rules, and so I was like, I can't just play them. But I guess with Age of Sigmar, I could stick them in Age of Sigmar. You can pretty much play anything in Sigmar.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it because I'm a tabletop RPGer for the most part. Now I'm not opposed to skirmish and war games at all. You know, um,
Mm.
but from what I understood, is they're changing the rules again. Are they
Oh,
doing
are
releasing a new
they?
rule set?
That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me.
And that's the number one
Dang it,
reason why I just don't know anything about it is because it's like
it's too much.
it's too
Yeah.
much. I don't have enough money for that as it is, you know. So like I'm not gonna just keep on giving Games Workshop my money.
See, with Kingdom Death, they did a minor real rules change that just kind of made everything better. But the thing with Kingdom Death is they're constantly adding
More,
new. Well, yeah, more expansions, more, and
more content.
there's more models than you'll ever need,
Right. That's
ever.
my thinking too. I don't
And I
understand
just
why.
love it.
Yeah, creativity is boundless, but these guys are just rehashing the same thing over and over and over again, and then expecting people to pay it out, and they do almost every single time. I just can't. I figure they got enough support. They don't need mine. There goes 3 more subscribers.
No, no, that's the truth. I had a buddy who did a joke. This was like right around the time Sigmar came out, and he did a joke podcast about how like you could sell those pipettes, the ones that have a little squeeze ball in the end, and you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so yeah, he said GW could sell those pipettes, and it would cost like 15 quid each, and and people got mad, and they were like, I quit you, so
Right.
don't mess with. Yep, that
Bye
was a long
bye.
time ago
Bye bye.
too.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Clearly, clearly,
Mm,
at some point in time, I don't know. I just
I
don't.
like I like the models. I think they're getting better and better now that they've just, I don't know, something happened and they
Are you
changed
talking about
everything.
Games Workshop models?
Yes, some
Their
of the
models are
models and
beautiful. I'm not going to
the new
deny
stuff
that.
especially. Yeah.
There's no denying that. Their models are beautiful. But
Good game.
I just don't support their business practices.
Right.
I am a good consumer. I am. And it's not just okay. So I'm not just being a dick about Games Workshop. It's a lot of places that I just give my money to because I honestly believe that we vote for the world that we want to live in with our dollars and cents for the most
Mm,
part.
mm, mm-hmm.
And a lot of people they say one thing and then they go right, and then they're like, yeah, bring out the guillotine, Bezos, Bezos, blah 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 blah. And then they're like, okay, I gotta order up my Amazon, wait for my Amazon package. It's like
Right.
you can't have it both ways.
Right.
So I'm
It's
sorry.
like
I'm sorry.
That's what I kind of figured. Like, I have this
And,
bird garden, which is supposed to be like pesticide and herbicide free, so that doesn't hurt any of the creatures. But then I want to kill all the weeds in my yard with Roundup. I can't do that, so that's why I'm hand weeding. That's
yeah,
why I'm such a weirdo.
yeah, I'm not going to
Yeah,
support Monsanto either. No, thank you.
right. Do they own that? Do they own Roundup?
Roundup, yeah,
I don't
ready
even.
Roundup. Pretty sure
Oh
it's
man.
Monsanto.
Yeah.
And I won't do
Well.
that. I won't do that based purely on like their practices of if they're I heard maybe it's totally false information. It
Mm,
was like basically if your seed somehow blew over onto somebody else's
yeah, I heard about that.
crazy stuff like that, or if like some if your neighbors had if their stuff pollinates your stuff or
Right.
something, then you have to pay them money or some kind of crazy.
It was a little bit insane. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. F those
Not
people.
cool.
F,
Not
F,
cool.
F them all. F them all. At some point in time, maybe in our lifetimes, we'll realize that we are the champions of the earth, not they.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen. Until then, just going to paint some miniatures and play some games.
Yeah. Get rid of the grass.
Yeah, if we get the garden weasel out, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun too. It really is.
So I think we're pretty much just about ready to wrap things up here. Actually,
Oh,
I've
yeah, I
had
had
a
a great
blast.
time.
Talking with you, Shoshi. I hope you join us again sometime.
For
Um,
sure.
it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Maybe by then we'll have some proper graphics up and everything. Until then,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right.
And
Well, you
if you
have a
guys
good night.
want to check out some finished pictures of this, that's bound to happen at some point in time. I'm trying to knock this fella out and move on to something else. I am going to move back to some smaller things. I've been basically going with smaller stuff because of my or bigger stuff because of my finger because it'll just be easier. I felt maybe it'd be easier for me to paint. Now here you look at this thing and it's like dot 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 dot. So at the same time,
Yeah.
I wanted to build up the muscle strength in my middle finger because he's basically carrying the weight now. The middle finger
Mhm.
is, and so, and that effort, he's been waiting around. Get it? Because he's the middle finger. Um,
Yes.
so you want to see my finger?
No, I do not. Sorry.
So I have
It's
this
just
plan.
not my.
So I have this plan. I have this plan. I don't know if you know, but I'm going to. I have my other half of my finger is buried in my backyard, and
Oh. Did you
yeah,
name it?
no, jerk. Because
Damn.
as far as I can tell, that jerk was the one who was making me depressed.
Okay.
But
There you
anyway,
go.
no, I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna leave it out there for a long time, and then I'm gonna go dig it up
Mm.
and
All
reclaim the
right.
bone, and
No.
and then right, and then I'm gonna incorporate it into a miniature diorama.
Uh,
Ah,
uh,
and
I don't know if I can deal with that. That's a little bit.
what do you mean? A little macabre, too
Aggressive.
macabre?
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna make it into a necklace, right? So and then have the necklace will be draped around the diorama. It'll be the three fates. I'm gonna sculpt the three fates, and they'll hold the
I
bone over a brazier.
didn't realize you lost like a whole digit. That's so.
Oh, it's a
Oof.
digit and a half. No, I mean it's not a whole digit. It's half a finger.
Oh my
It's literally
gosh.
half a finger. It snapped halfway up the second bone.
Ugh, ugh, ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, I mean,
Can't even
it
think
is
about
what
that.
it is.
I'm.
I can still clearly I can still paint, so
Yeah.
I can still play guitar. I'm still cooking for the family. It's more of a pain in the butt right now, but yeah. So yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to work on that. At some point in time, Bust that out. So I was thinking about, you know how they give out those stickers at the conventions for your badge, right?
No,
Right. I'll put
no.
one that says, maybe like for touching the finger bone or something.
Oh,
Give them an option. Just for somebody. I don't know. Maybe
uh,
how many
let's
stickers do
end
you
on
think?
another note because I have to go to bed now.
Oh, you'll be okay.
I
It's all
know,
right.
but this is
It's just a thing. It's just a thing, and that's the one thing that I learned about it is that like
it
it's
is
just an accident. It was just an accident. I'm already desensitized. It's funny that you know, grown-ups. If I were to show them my finger right now, would most of them would cringe, right? But my
right.
kids are completely desensitized to it right now.
Oh, good.
It's just more of an interesting thing that's going on.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining us, especially those three folks that just love me so much. And they're, oh, look at this, people talk out there. Ah! Hi guys, thanks for joining
Hi.
us. Thanks so much. It just makes my day. I don't care if it's just one person. If it's just one person, I am happy. I'm
That's
happy.
awesome.
Yeah. So again, thanks so much, Shoshi, and
Yeah.
we'll have you back on another time. I believe coming up next week, we're gonna have Brush for Hire on. I can't remember
Nice.
which day, and I believe Paint Monkey Justin's also going to be back from his trip, so we'll have him back on too. So we're going to keep this rolling. Monday, Wednesday, and maybe sometimes Friday at 9:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. The late shift. You guys can join me on MiniGrinder Paints Live, and stay tuned for some other streams too. I got some Natural One demos that I'm going to be doing real soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Until then, have a wonderful night.